Hi there, and welcome back to Stubbs Aquatics. If you're into Shubunkin goldfish like I am, or goldfish in general, this video is definitely for you. I got a busy day ahead of me in the fish room. A lot of sorting to do, as now I'm going to sort a lot of my Shubunkins into size, if I'm going to be keeping that, or if I'm just going to be looking at it for the future. My plan is now to keep virtually everything I have now and through the end of the summer. Make sure they're grown up nice and big, and then I'll get a better price for them. And well, people will be happier with a much higher quality fish. I also plan on breeding some different Shubunkins this year. I'm gonna have some brought in. I just want to add a few more to the mix. Um, I'm really happy with what I've got, but I really want to improve my black and white Shubunkins. I'm really hoping I can get something out of those. But let's get back to the topic at hand. Uh, I'm going to take you around and show you about the fish I'm going to be moving. Although these guys are very small, uh, I see the most potential in these ones, and I'll be keeping them. Currently, these are the smallest, but probably some of my best Shubunkins that I plan on keeping for at least a year. And you hopefully have already seen them. But I'm going to be adding to that mix some that have caught my eye from the tank above it. Now, I know this isn't the biggest tank in the world. It's only a 30-gallon long, but it's got two hang-on-the-back filters and two sets of sponge filters. So ample filtration. Plus, this is the only tank in the room that's heated. Yeah, well, I'm hoping to get extra growth by heating it. We'll soon find out. But let's get around to look at the other fish that I'll be keeping and, well, moving them around anyways. I've already started moving some of these guys. Some of the biggest in there that the odds are I'm not going to be keeping. Well, I'll be keeping them for the summer. But the biggest ones will end up going into a grow-out pond with larger adults. That way the smaller ones get their fair share of feed. But there's a couple in here that are really developing nicely. I'm going to have to add to my definitely keeping list. And I'll explain why. The black looks stable. I just wish there was no red in there, but that could disappear after time. It's the black that really stands out on this fish. Loving the markings on this little red, white, and black fish, especially the white around its head. I'll be definitely moving that to the lower tank so I can keep an eye on it. What's your thoughts on this one here? I think that could be an amazing fish. The markings on this are, well, perfect. It's equal on both sides, which is rare in a Shubunkin. That being the red, the blue, and the black are identical on both sides. That's something definitely worth keeping. I think that blue will really pop. This little blue and black one is another interesting one with that perfect, nice, symmetrical red on its head. Yeah, that's good. I think is going to be a stunner. Actually, my list of I think I want to keep you is growing and growing to the point where I don't know. This one here, I love the coloring. I'm not sure I love the body shape though. So it's going to remain in this tank where I can keep an eye on them. We'll see what happens. Same with this guy here. Love the coloring. Just not sure it's growing into its body yet. So I'll make sure it gets plenty of feed in this tank here. It's just, I don't know if it's thin or it's just long. So many tough decisions to make. This is the 55-gallon tank. And well, my goal is today is to remove all these small little guys and grade them. If I see something half decent in them, they'll end up in this tank, which is the 40-gallon. That I just want to keep an eye on them and see how they develop. If not, they'll go in the lower tank, and well, they'll still get a good chance to grow. I still have to take a couple good ones out of this one yet. They're forever changing, and you got to really be on top of it, especially if you want them, well, to get the quality ones, right? After sorting fish for what seemed to be hours, I ended up moving a lot of my bigger shubunkins to this tank. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep any of them. There may be one or two in there that I may keep. You'd probably be surprised with the ones that I would think I'd be keeping, but you may not be. There's a couple that, have some potential, but there's, well, the shape of the head's wrong or the pattern's wrong. This one here with the nice red, it'd be a brilliant red. I'll be interested if that red stays. Simply because another fish similar to that color, the red, well, it only lasted for one season. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. This fish here has probably one of the most potential next to the one right below it. This one I think will do nothing but increase in its looks. But as for the rest, I'll grow them up larger. They'll go into a pond and get some great growth. I was looking at this particular fish, but if the pattern was more solid, I like the black on its fins and the white. I just wish there was white on the other side as well. I will keep an eye on this one though, because it's got a great body shape. The tail is just the right length. Yeah, there's so many tough decisions to make when you're grading your own fish. But these will go into a pond with mainly adults, as they're pretty much, well, they're big enough to look after themselves, as in not get eaten. Below it is my 20-gallon, and for the most part, these are, well, I have the least potential currently. That doesn't mean something won't come with them eventually, but for now, the vast majority are just pond grade. There may be a few diamonds in the rough, and that's why I'll keep them for the full season. But they're the smallest ones I have as well, so they may not grow a lot. Only time will tell, and you have to be patient. That's for sure when you're sorting and grading your fish. It's a 40 tall. It has, well, the vast majority of my little shubunkins in it. And these ones here, I saw something in that I just want to keep a closer eye on. Like this one in particular, great length of tail. The red is really nice. We'll see where that black goes throughout the season. That white on both sides. Yeah, it'll definitely be an interesting fish. but it's not set to be one of my keepers right now. As I said, this one here, this tank, it's more of a high level tank when you're sitting down, and it probably gets viewed more by me than most of my other tanks. It's just simply because of its location and, well, because of its height, and it's in the center of the room. So I tend to spend more time looking at these guys. And that's the whole idea with your mid-grade that you want to keep an eye on. Now, I did add more fish to my keeper tank. It's going to be complicated this spring, that's for sure. These ones here all have something that I see in them. I've added a few that don't really have much color yet. And you're going to say, well, why are you keeping those? Well, I'm really hoping to get some black and white or opal or panda, whatever they want to call them, this particular season. And these are some hopes that I have of a few that are showing some black and white, like this little wee guy here. Really hard to develop a nice black and white shubunkin. This one here has some great black and white. I'm just hoping that red disappears. Because the black is outstanding on it, and they'll only intensify. The odds are I will probably put all these shubunkins in my mom's pond that I look after. That's quite a few for that small pond, but I'll keep my grades separated for the time being, as the rest of these ones here and the ones in the lower tank will all go into a 300-gallon IBC tank and get raised up over the summer. These ones here, well, they'll be going into a about a 400 to 500-gallon pond with a few female adult shubunkins, along with these ones here. I have great hopes on these ones, and I'm hoping I get them out at the right time, and then I can figure out for sure if I have a couple females in this grouping. I know I have a lot of males, and I know which ones are males. The other couple I'm unsure of right now, being the two of the darker ones, I'm really hoping are females. I'm also hoping this one here, with the red and white and the nice long tail, with a bit of black in it. It's got some, well, almost metallic qualities to it. And I think it'd be a real interesting fish in the future. One real quick look at the adult shubunkins. Boy, do I need to clean this tank. At least the back of it. Well, I guess I know what I'm going to be doing later on today. These are all my males, and for the most part, these are my females, except for my black and white male there. I'm hoping to improve my female group, but these males, well, they're the best I have, but eventually will have to be replaced, and that's why I have to spend so much time grading these guys. That's why it's so important to take your time and grade your fish properly. There is a lot of time spent, um, watching them and sorting them, but it really does pay off in the long run, especially if you want to have high quality fish. After all, these few fish are the only ones I kept from the previous year. Well, that's the update on the Shubunkins. I want to thank you for watching. Please remember to hit that like button, think about subscribing, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. I want to thank you again for watching, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye for now.